Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So today we are going to look at the ST Emil, or the Sturer Emil. It is a Tier 7 tank destroyer, and the big difference about this tank destroyer from like your Steyr Waffenträger or your oh, now I'm going to draw a blank here. Like your T25, any of your Tier 7s is you get a Tier 9 gun on this thing that's got one hell of a boom. Um, it has absolutely no armor. You're not going to block any rounds. Even if you're top tier, most everything is going to go right through you unless they hit this little shield right here on your gun mantle. It acts as spaced armor, but it's like paper thin. Basically, if it's a very low penetrating round, you might block it, but for the most part, everything's going to whip right through you. If you get hit by artillery, even low-tiered artillery will do a lot of damage to this because it's open top and because it's got such crappy armor. If they even splash next to you, they can do a substantial amount of damage to you. So, why would you want it? Because of this gun. My gosh, this gun is phenomenal. It's a 128, and basically you're looking at a Tier 9 gun that would go on like an E75, or the even the 128 that goes on the E100. Your average damage per hit is 490. If you can get a full penetrating round on your HE, you're looking at 630 average damage. Every time I hit something with this, I'm doing in the mid fives. I love the gun on this thing, and the gun depression on it is also just mind-blowingly good. If you can get a map that's got a good ridge line, or if you can get like a hull down position with this, you can basically pop up with that. All they'll see is the gun pop over, shoot, and back down. And it's got a decent enough aim time. It's not substantially the best in the world, but it's for the most part not bad. If I went with um, the enhanced gun lane drive because the aim time is not really that good, a gun rammer, and I went with nods. I wanted to use a camo net, but unfortunately I didn't want to give up either of these two. The aim time stock is really pretty bad, so a gun lane drive, you're going to have it with this, unfortunately. So, you got to give and take, and unfortunately I had to give up that camo net. It's still got decent, and we'll go over all this real quick. Still got decent camo rating anyways, like, because it's a tank destroyer. But anyways, let's go over this little behemoth. So, your gun, 231 standard penetration, which is actually pretty darn good. You don't get a premium. You get two rounds. You get AP and you get HE. You don't get a third, like a premium APCR round or even a premium AP round. So 231 is, if you're not penning something with 231, then you slap in that HE and just do, basically splash damage, or, hopefully you'll penetrate it a little bit so it'll do, 200 damage, because this gun is just, it is really good. Average damage is 490 for your standard rounds, 630 for your HE. So if you've got, like an M56 Scorpion, or the Scorpion, the Tier 8 Scorpion, anything that is like really lacking in the armor area, you hit it with an HE, you are going to just decimate it. Average damage per minute is 2,130, which is actually really good. Stock dispersion is 0.36. So the better you can get that dispersion down, the more likely, obviously, you are going to be to hit what you're aiming at. My setup, my rate of fire is 5.4 rounds a minute. My reload is pretty long at 11.91, but you're hitting for a nice chunk of damage. Gun traverse is 29.2, which is, it's not bad, but the only problem you fall into is the gun traverse sucks really bad. Your gun elevation and dispersion, I keep saying dispersion, depression is awesome. Negative 15, well, your elevation is okay at 10. So hopefully you don't really have to aim up at too much stuff. the problem most people run into is aiming down, and this has got it covered at -15. Your gun traverse limits really suck at 5 and 7, and if I remember right, it's I wanted to say it's 5 to the right and 7 to the left. I think it aims to the left further, and to the right it doesn't aim as far. Um, I guess I'm a little confused why. Oh, it's got to be because of the gun, because of the setup inside the gun housing area here. Because the aiming device here, it must bump up against the inside of that. So it would be to, yeah, to the right that you get less, and to the left you get more. I'm pretty sure that's how it is, because it seems like whenever I'm trying to aim to the right with this, it's like the gun goes, barely moves. So your gun traverse limits on this really do suck, and that can cause a lot of issues with your coated, or not your coated optics, I'm sorry, your binocular telescopes, and your uh, coated, drawing a blank here. Um, let's just take a peek. I can't believe I know it's late. Camouflage net. Yay, get a cream filled cookie. Couldn't think of what it was called. Because whenever you got to move your tank destroyer to the left or to the right, because the gun traverse limits suck so bad, then they go disabled. You got to wait 3 to 4 seconds for them to re-enable. So yeah, they're constantly, if you've got a light tank moving, you're constantly trying to move to re-aim at it, and it keeps shutting off that stuff. So it can kind of be the downfall, especially if, and you'll see in the replay, there was an E25 driving straight at me. The mistake he made was he kept driving straight at me. If he would have darted to the left or the right, I probably would have missed him, because of the gun traverse limits on this are so bad that, you got a fast tank moving at you. You got to keep moving to get an aim on it. Your gun bloom goes boom. It stays huge. You end up missing. Let's see. Aim time is 2.18, which could be a whole lot better, but it could be a whole lot worse. That's like right in the middle. That's right on the verge of not really sucking, but not really being the best. But again, if you're sitting in the back, most of the time you're sitting still, or you'll see a heavy tank or something that's lit up, and you shrink all the way in and pull the trigger because it's at a distance. Now, if it's something close range and you're spotted, now that can become an issue. Dispersion is 0.35, and again, that's with my setup. My gun, or average damage per minute, is 2469. You only get 850 hit points, but that's pretty typical for a tank destroyer. It is a tier 7. You will see tier 9, so if T95 hits you, they can one-shot you. If it gets a pretty high, well, not even really, 750 average damage. So yeah, if it gets a high roll, it's gonna decimate you in one shot. Artillery can really, like, you get hit by the like a tier 9 artillery, they can really do a lot of damage to you. Your armor is just pretty non-existent. 50 in the front, and you got a little bit of spaced armor around that gun mantle, and it's 30 on the sides and 30 on the rear. And it's not the smallest target in the world to hit. It's pretty good sized. So yeah, if artillery starts shooting at you, you need to really haul tail, run, hide for a little bit till you go unlit, and then come out. It's 37.5 tons, so it's pretty light. So try not to ram anything, because you'll do more damage to yourself than you will whatever you're hitting. But you're not going to have a problem ramming stuff with this, because it's not really that fast. You get a 310 horsepower engine, so your specific power to weight sucks at 8.37. It is slow. It traverses slow. It moves slow. It reverses slow. Top speed and forward is only 25, and reverse is 12. So you don't want to extend yourself out there too much with this if you can help it, because it is very easy to get circle strafed. If something starts ramming into you, they can ram you to death. So you really have to watch when you... That's why this is really a support tank destroyer. You sit in the back, support your stuff that's in front of you, and do not go sticking your feelers out there with this if you can help it, because you will find yourself dead pretty darn quick. Traverse speed is 37.55, which is okay, but it's such sluggish because the specific power to weight and speed and stuff. Even though your traverse is 37.55, you still don't spin that fast. Concealment 16.56, which is, yeah, it's on the okay. I would rather see it up in the 20, 25, and that's where a camo net would be very nice, but you gotta kind of work with what you got. View range is 474, and that's because we have nods, and signal range is 730. Well, with a view range of 474, plus I just added, or no, situational awareness. One of the guys has that. This one right here. You want to work on your view range because, like I said, once you're spotted in this, a lot of times, a couple shots and you're toast. But yeah, anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I will have some gameplay and then some post-game stats for you. Personal opinion, I love the gun on this thing, but I wish they would really do some buffing on it, namely the gun traverse to the left and right, because 5 and 7 just really sucks. If it were like 10 and 10 or 12 and 12, that would be really nice. But 5 and 7, you're really limited, and that, like I said, that can end up getting you killed really quick. But if you make contact with what you're shooting with this thing and you penetrate, yeah, watch out, because it's got a bite to it, and you're going to see that in the replay. So hold on a minute, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here we are on Abby and the Sturer, a Tier 7 tank destroyer with one big thumper of a gun. One of my viewers asked me to do a review of the Sturer, so we are doing it right now. The gun on this thing is just a beast. It is just a phenomenal gun. But unfortunately, it's about that and the gun depression are about the only two things it really has going for it. It's slow, no armor, open top, artillery can really mess you up, HE shells mess you up. Easy to get ammo racked because, with basically anything that hits you up in the you can actually look inside and see the ammo setting on the sides, both sides. So anything that hits you basically in the upper sides of this, it's going to ammo rack you. Now, when I'm in a tank destroyer, I like to go into this position right up here. You can see our Lorraine 40T is an idiot. I don't know what he was on, if he smoked a little bit of crack before he played, but he was banging into the house, running into the house, and then he starts ramming into me. He's in a flipping one of our top tier tanks, and he's going to set a cap. I can see a tank destroyer, even a slow moving tank, even an E100 I can see setting up a cap, in the beginning for a little bit. But, a Lorraine, it moves fast, it's an autoloader, he's one of our top tiers, and he's going to set up at cap. It's like, what a goddamn clown. And that's probably part of the reason we lost, is because he just sets up here and does not do anything to help the team worth a crap. Now, I just got hit by the M44, and you can see that took a nice chunk. 209 of my health gone already. And when you only have 850 health, every hit point counts. Well, that must have scared the Lorraine off, because he just grabbed his testicles, and now he's running like a little biatch to whatever reason. I figured he was going to stay at cap a little bit longer, but I guess not. So I'm just trying to get into a position where I've got, a little bit more artillery safe, and I can still get shots and stuff. The nice thing is, with the gun depression on this, I mean, look, you can basically point right down at the ground with this thing. It's got phenomenal gun depression. The elevation, it's only 10, so it's not really that good. So if you find yourself needing to shoot up on a hill up top, a lot of times, here's your tank, you're going to have to bring the front end up on a hill, drive up on a hill a little bit to get your gun up. Because right there, that's probably almost, it might go up a little more, but that's pretty close to being fully up. So after getting hit by artillery, I decide I'm not going to stick around up here to just sit here and get pounded by artillery. So I feel probably a good idea to head up this way and try and see if I can help take these guys out right here. And then I saw that Panther, and that was going to be my first victim. My first victim. But like I said, the maneuverability of this, as you can see when you hit a hill, is really, 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 really bad. Now this gun will point down even further than that. I should have actually pointed it right down at the ground so you could see. It'll literally bump right against the front of the tank right there. I mean, you can aim it basically straight down at the ground. 15 degrees of gun depression is really nice. So I saw that poodle over there and the Panther, and I thought, well, the poodle was going to get taken out when he's got 18 hit points, and I was going to come around and take the Panther out. But I think our WZ-111 takes the Panther out. And if I would have been a little bit forward, a little bit more, I could have got a shot off. But, well, can't kill everybody yourself. You got to leave a couple for the friendlies to kill. So even going down a hill, I mean, this is full bore going down a hill, and you can see it's not that fast. And then the other problem you run into is armor. Everything is going to pen you. And let me stop it just real quick. And you got to watch out because it does stand up kind of high. So your gun's down a little bit. You'll think that you're kind of, you know, safe from getting hit. And then, let me zoom in here. A lot of times this part right here, they'll peg you right on that, right in that area because you think you're safe. And that happens to me here in a second. That's why I was pointing it out. I thought I was going to be safe right. So I missed the shot there and I pull forward. And that's exactly what happened. I thought I was going to be safe, and he ended, well, he plugged me right on the side there. But that's okay. We take care of him in a minute here. But again, that was the second shot that I got hit with, and that just took out shaved off another 209 hit points when I got hit there, or 229. So already I've lost over half my hit points. Like I said, this tank destroyer is not one. It's not meant to go hunting down enemies. It's meant to sit back and basically snipe and just try and kill anything that comes to you. It's not meant to go out hunting stuff. So now I'm seeing that STRVS-1 like over by our cap, so I decide it's time to turn around. I think he takes out our Hummel. I was going to try taking a shot off over this way at him, but then I started cutting to the right, and I'm like, ooh, don't see me. Which I don't know how he didn't see me. But we nail him for 504. That's what I'm talking about. This gun, it's got such a kick to it. I mean, you hit something with this gun, it's gonna know it. So Tiger 2 hits me for 338, and that leaves me down to 74 hit points. Like I said, this thing is not meant to go out hunting stuff. But I wanted him gone. You know, he was about one of the bigger threats on their team. And you can see the arty rounds are flying. And with 74 hit points and having absolutely pretty much no armor, yeah, all they got to do is splash next to you and, yeah, take you out. The biggest drawback of this is you only get like 15 rounds. So I've shot 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I believe it gets 50. Yeah, because I missed the first round. So yeah, it gets 15 rounds, and that's it. Now, if you use the smaller gun, I believe it gets more rounds. I think you can put a different gun on here, like a 105. You get more rounds, but you definitely want this one on here because you just melt stuff. It's just got one hell of a hit to it. I mean, 490 average damage in a tier 7 tank is very nice. So now our T28 HTC is up here. Our YAG 88 is right there. And, you know, I thought with those two over that way, probably pretty safe to bet that something's going to be coming this way. most of their stuff, yeah, most of the enemy team there are pretty well full health. When it says no data like that, you can see it says no data. That pretty much means they haven't been hit. And with the, like right now, you can see that's fully to the right. That is as far as you can move it to the right there. I mean, it barely, that's 5 degrees right there. That's it. That is fully aimed to the right. And it's, yeah, that's what I thought. It's the stuff inside there for aiming the gun. It's hitting the inside of the tank, and that's what's stopping it from going any further. So that's why you only get 5 one way and 7 to the other, because you don't have it on the right side of the gun. But yeah, so that's a big drawback, is you have no gun arc. I mean, 5 and 7, that's pretty pitiful. So I'm trying to move where I'm not going to expose myself too much, but where I can get shots off and stuff really quick. Now, if that E25 would have darted to the left or right, I probably would have missed, and he probably would have been able to ram me and kill me. Well, he would have. I only got 74 hit points. Now, basically, I'm trying to stay by these hills because I'm waiting for arty rounds to fly in. Yeah, that artillery round, I don't know where that one hit. But basically, the Ag 88 is taking on the Challenger here. He gets knocked out in a minute, and it's down to just me. And unfortunately, with 74 hit points, yeah, the Ag 88 just got taken out. And I've at least got, 4 kills and a pretty good amount of damage. So, and when I popped around the hill here, the last thing I expected was to see that T-3485. He was AFK, which was nice, but the problem that I run into, that's kind of a low roll, 452, 490 average damage, that's kind of a bummer. The problem I run into is they have 2 artilleries. All they have to do is splash near me. They don't even got to hit me. So I'm going to stay in the outer view because I want to kind of see where he does hit me. My options are to try and back up really quick, which this does not back up really quick. And if that artillery is setting anywhere on this side of the map, if I back up this way, he can get shots on me. If he's setting over here, if I try going to this side, he's going to be able to get shots on me. Pretty much no matter where I try and back up here, I'm screwed. So I thought my best bet is to try, because it looked, this guy's AFK. So I'm thinking my best bet is to try driving forward to get in front of this rock. So I start backing up, then I start moving forward, and I try and make a quick stop, thinking, Artie's probably aiming in. If I stop real quick, right there. And like I said, you can see that he was over there. So no matter where I backed up, he was on this side of the map. At least one of them, when they had 2 of them. So I was pretty much dead. And he didn't even hit me. He hit right here and knocked out my 74 hit points. Yeah, so he didn't even hit me directly. Just splashed next to me, and that was enough to knock me out. The bummer was I could have got that shot. I was just trying to hit the trigger on my gun there, just as he knocked me out, and I was going to be able to knock him out. Now, if I could have knocked him out quick enough, then if I could have got by this rock, I could have probably went invisible, and then played this bush right here, got any shots, anything off over there. So, unfortunately, that's not the way it ended up. So, but anyways, I had a good match, and had a fun time. It's a fun tank destroyer to play. It's not really that fun when you're getting, penned by everything, but like I said, once it's down to you against, 5, 6 people, you don't have much of a choice. I mean, I could have stayed at the cap, but with that Challenger, it's got, that new gun. They buffed the gun up on it and stuff, so it hits for 280. I believe 280 is the average damage. 2 hits from him, and I'd have been toast. Because of getting hit by artillery back there at the beginning. But anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I will have some post-game stats for you. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Ooh, I'm spooky looking. Look at that. Oh. Ooh, that shiny ass head. Bet you guys wish you had a shiny head like that. Anyway, so, well, that sucked. Actually, the team sucked. Yeah, this is not, for a tank destroyer, it's not fast. It's pretty slow. Traverse is slow. Everything about it is pretty slow, but it has one hell of a gun. Um, that Tiger 2, I hit him twice. In the first shot, I hit him for 5 something. Finished him off for 649. The P-44 Pantera, hit him for 159. Knocked him out, knocked out his loader, and he got hit for 143 damage upon me spotting him. STRVS1, he got on our cap. He got like maybe one cap point because I knocked him out, hit him for 408, finished him off. Knocked out his track. Hit the E25. It was booking at me there. Hit him for 484. This gun hit. It's the same gun basically. It goes on the E75. Um, Same caliber, 128. It's got a wicked gun. Unfortunately, you get AP rounds and you get HE, and you don't get that many rounds to top it off, which really sucks. 3485. Spotted him originally at the very end there. Took one shot for 452. I was going to pop another round into him. I figured artillery was aiming in on me, so I was going to keep moving and stop real quick and then shoot and then kind of back up just so that, because I knew I was spotted. I don't have 6th sense on this, which that reminds me, I want to change something real quick. So that, yeah, kind of sucked because the team fell apart. And this tank destroyer is not one for driving around and hunting for stuff. Well, I guess we're going to do recon. Let's do repairs. Fix some tracks quicker. Yeah, so this tank destroyer is not one for going out and hunting stuff down because it's just so darn slow. Great gun depression. The very beginning there, that frickin' Lorraine, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. One of our top tier autoloaders is going to set a cap right where I was setting and snipe it. What? You know, it's like that guy, like to bitch slap him if I could. I mean, this is a tank destroyer. That's what you're meant to do. But then I got hit by artillery, probably a blind shot. I don't know if I was lit by whatever was in the center building there. Um, could have been lit, could have been a blind shot, but anyways, he hit me for like 200. This thing has no armor at all. But we got a Master Badge Class 3, Fighter, Duelist, and a Fire for Effect. And the WN8 for that match was almost 5,000, 4,958. It was good, really good WN8. And we got one base defense points because the STRV that got on our cap just got on our cap when I plugged him and took him out. So he did the most damage at 2,152, got 4 kills and a base experience of 563. You gotta be kidding me. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7, 8. 8th highest on, if we would have been on the winning team, we would have got 8 highest. Well, we'd have been a lot more experienced too, but that just all around sucked, unfortunately. I mean, when you're top tier WZ-111, he just barely breaks 1,000. Skoda T40. Here's the guy that was going to stay up at cap there. Autoloader does 800. Doesn't even break 1,000 damage. Yeah, our top tier stuff kind of really sucked. Like, really bad. We had 7 shots, 6 hits, 6 pen, 2,152 damage from a distance of more than 300 meters, 408. We got hit 3 times, all 3 rounds penned, and we got hit for our artillery. It says 1 time, but actually we got plugged by artillery with a direct hit, and then the second time was when he finished me off there. And I think that was a splash. I don't think he hit me directly, but I only had like 30 some hit points left. Spotted 1, damage 5, destroyed 4. Damage with our assistance was 143, and you do not get any kind of premium round with this, so you don't have the option. It's got good enough penetration anyways. If you are towards top tier, if you're bottom tier, it's still pretty good actually. So we made 11,174 credits. Not too shabby at all, I must say. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay and review of the STML. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield. Oh, and if you liked the video, please click like down below. And subscribe to the channel. Kind of missed that part today. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I'll see you on the battlefield.